Arts Beat. If you drive around downtown Santa Ana, you'll be treated to a large collection of murals from local artists. Now, this part of town, graffiti has gone from being considered vandalism to being embraced. And our Zach Tamatari is in Santa Ana for us this morning to tell us more about the resurgence of the mural scene. Morning, Zach.
Morning, Melvin. We're in East End in downtown Santa Ana, and this area has experienced a resurgence over the past few years, and art is a huge part of that. And while it's nothing new for the city to commission art, what is new is that these murals are all graffiti. And it's pretty cool to think that an art form that once was considered vandalism is now actually being commissioned by the city to represent the community. Art is often a representation of who someone is. And for Santa Ana native and graffiti artist Kimberly Duran, who goes by Shmi, it's the art form of graffiti itself that allows her to represent the culture of the city she's from.
When it comes to public art, we do have the chance to speak for a lot of other people.
She and her partner Bud Herrera, who goes by Delt, are two of the biggest names in a growing Santa Ana mural scene. This work was actually commissioned by the city, demonstrating just how far the art form once considered vandalism has come.
Graffiti has always been related to being really controversial and with crime and grime, so it's kind of good to be like a kind of a platform to break away from the stereotype and just, now people could associate it more with creativity and see past that negative force of just always being alley street art.
Their studio in East End gives you an idea of the power of graffiti. Unlike paintbrushes, spray cans provide an instant gratification, taking the art from concept to reality.
A little bit of paint, a can-do attitude, and that's all we need.
And the loudness of their work speaks volumes, both visually and viscerally. Graffiti's roots are in cities, and that is reflected in the way artists paint. Herrera is from LA himself, and that native connection allows he and Duran's work to speak to their communities in a way other art forms might not be able to.
People that paint in their own community as well, it's kind of cool because you could take some of the elements that are from around there, like the people, and your everyday stuff, and you understand and could kind of tie everything together and makes them feel welcome because they appreciate it and they understand kind of what you're catering to.
Santa Ana is so invested that there's even money in commission grants to fix vandalized work, allowing these artists to maintain the identities they've worked so hard to represent.
I want to be a pioneer and continue to create and build my body of work until my hands fall off.
And there are murals all over downtown Santa Ana, but this area is pretty cool. Just off of 4th Street, there's 8 murals here painted by 6 different artists.
You know, Zach, it just doesn't seem like the old definition of graffiti, does it? It's like fine art.
Oh, yeah, and it's so beautiful to look at. So here's what I'm wondering. Is there any particular reason why they chose graffiti as opposed to some of the other, art forms out there?
That's a great question, Melvin. And Delt and Shmi are both very accomplished artists, not just with graffiti, graphic design, traditional painting, they told me. But the one thing that they told me that they take away from graffiti that they get from other people who look at it is just the way that it jumps out at you. And because of that, they're able to speak to a lot of people. And because they're able to paint it in such big spaces, they can really get their message out there, which they say they always hope is a positive one.
We have some of the most beautiful and historic and cultural murals in the country.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Thanks, Zach. Great report.
Thanks, Zach.
All right.